What's good, everyone? So the end of the DCEU is finally here, guys, man. Starting back in 2013, consisting of 60 movies, TV shows and video games. The DCEU is the 9th highest grossing film franchise of all time, but with that said, many of their movies have failed to break even. I was invited to watch Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom early, shout out to Warner Bros UK, and I would say like 2023 hasn't been the best year for DC movies, but does Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom somewhat end this DC universe with some dignity? Let's get into my review. So in this final DCEU movie, we follow Aquaman as he's trying to balance his duties as king and as a member of the Justice League. After failing to defeat Aquaman the first time, Black Manta wields the power of the mythic Black Trident to unleash an ancient force. Hoping to end his reign of terror, Aquaman forges an unlikely alliance with his brother, the former king of Atlantis, and setting aside their differences, they join forces to protect their kingdom and save the world from irreversible destruction. So on my way to watch this movie, my expectations, they were quite neutral. I simply hoped it would be somewhat of an entertaining experience. With the knowledge that the storyline is not going to continue, the confirmed reboot on the way, and the surprising lack of marketing for this movie, and for a Warner Brothers movie, yeah, it's quite surprising. I wasn't anticipating this movie to leave a profound impact on me. In what might be Jason Momoa's final appearance as Aquaman, his performance, it was decent. He delivered more of what we've come to expect from him in the previous films. It was evident that he did have a greater hand in shaping Arthur Curry's portrayal in this installment. Playing a father figure, it did add somewhat of a new layer to his character. They attempted to infuse emotional depth through the connection with his son, though the execution, in my opinion, it fell short. I appreciated the effort though. Juggling the responsibilities of being king of Atlantis, a superhero and a father, it was showcased on screen, yet the weight of these roles and the consequences of his actions didn't quite resonate throughout the movie. Black Manta, the villain, offered a familiar presence reminiscent of the previous movie. There's no major changes apart from, in this film, he has a fresh pair of striking green eyes throughout the film. That's the only change I could think of. While the performance, again, was decent, is passable, the sense of genuine danger, it never materialized, and his dialogue was so annoying, mostly compromised of ordering his henchmen around, lacking any depth or impacts that could have made his character more compelling. And then we get to the film's pacing. My gosh, man, like this felt erratic. Scenes that didn't seamlessly transition, leaving me disengaged. You couple that with a story that seems to borrow heavily from past pop culture movies. I just found myself sitting there I was just feeling unimpressed. The narrative lacked depth and originality, coming off as poor and generic. It suffered from a sense of no direction, as if it couldn't decide where to focus. This resulted in a messy storyline. It gave off the impression that this film was being reworked as it was being made, with last minute additions that didn't integrate well at all. And while attempting humour, I often found myself laughing at the film rather than with it. The movie does treat you to action-packed Aquaman sequences that are cool, but they're not outstanding. The CGI maintains a similar quality to the previous movie, which was good overall. Watching it in 3D, which I did, it didn't really enhance my experience. I tend to set my bar for exceptional 3D at Avatar levels, and this film didn't reach that mark. There's a deeper exploration of the underwater world, introducing new characters, locations within the Aquaman universe. Not being deeply knowledgeable about the Aquaman comics, I might have missed some Easter eggs. If you spotted any, I'd love to hear about them, write them down below. And lastly, this movie, it felt long. Like it should have been cut down by at least 20 minutes or so, because that, I think, is over 2 hours. Runtime is not warranted for this movie. Overall, guys, this movie, it felt like it lacked any care or any attention to detail. And while it wasn't initially planned as the final DCEU movie, it ended up being so. I didn't anticipate it to be Watchmen, Civil War or Endgame levels, but I did hope for somewhat of a stronger conclusion. It's truly an end of an era, and unfortunately this movie doesn't end the era with a bang. So my rating for Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom stands at a Lowry 1.5 out of 5 stars. damn, it really is the end of the DCEU, man. What a time. Look, if you made it this far into my review, thank you very much for watching. If you've watched this film, I want to know your thoughts on it, so let me know down below in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more movie, TV, news and reviews. And until my next video, peace.